Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Wednesday update for August the 2nd. And the cold blast is moving up and across New Zealand at the moment. On the animated wind map, this is the misery index, and it's used for livestock. So when you see blue, it's 0 and below. And when you see red way up there in the northern part of Australia, that's 30 degrees and above. So most of the map is not in that misery index of being too hot or too cold. But this blue zone here means it's a cold day in a number of parts of New Zealand due to the wind chill as a result of this southerly change moving through. And it is short-lived. It's gone by tomorrow in a number of places. But we've got a little bit more snow on the way, possibly down to 100 metres. Now, I know it looks like that's going right down to sea level, but what it's doing is it's covering the hilltops of 100 to 200 metres and above. And we do have hills that go all the way out to the coastlines. So there could be a little bit of snow around, but it's mostly above 1 to 200 metres. And that freezing level, or that snow level, will actually lift over the next 12 to 24 hours for the South Island. Still another 10 centimetres or so for the Central Plateau. And someone pointed out today, why has Mount Taranaki got nothing? And I honestly don't know why. It should be showing up, but probably because it's so short-lived, small amount there, but a little bit of snow on the top of Mount Taranaki as well. So temperature-wise, well, today is actually not as cold as you might think. We talked about this yesterday. Despite it being in the middle of this south to southwesterly change, half of New Zealand's below average and the other half around about normal for this time of the year. Now tomorrow, the North Island, half of the North Island's cooler than usual, but the South Island turns warmer by just a couple of degrees, and that's that westerly change arriving back in again. So a little bit of rain on the way, mostly down around Fiordland, about 30 to 40 millimetres there. Elsewhere, only showers with sort of 5 to 10 millimetres, and that's over the next 3 days ahead. And in Australia, for the next 3 days ahead, most of the rain in the southern part of Perth, just south of Cairns, and on the western side of Tasmania. Right, let's get into the forecast. So on Thursday, this powerful block of high pressure moving out of Australia, and with it, it pushes away the stormy stuff out to the east. Stormy around the Chatham Islands, severe gale southerlies for you, and a wintry day with hail and maybe a slight dusting of snow on the hills and ranges, or the hills, I should say. And over in the mainland, you've basically got clearer skies coming through, but showers will continue for the eastern side of the North Island and around Wellington in particular, where it'll be another wet, windy day, although the winds will ease back from the peak of later on today and tonight. Now, as those winds ease back and that high pressure zone moves in, frosts are likely. So we're going to be seeing a fair amount of frosty weather. That's for Thursday morning, and this is for Friday morning. So you can see a large portion of the country. Most of that risk, though, is inland. The coastal areas just a little bit too warm to get a frost. So on Friday, high pressure moving in. Those with the light winds will get a frost, but you can see winds are going to pick up across the day. So it'll be a bit borderline for some of you with that frost on Friday morning and those warmer, windier westerlies coming back into the forecast, and another cold front coming through for you and also coming in for Adelaide. And later on across the day, Melbourne, Hobart as well, getting a taste of that low pressure zone and that cold front coming in through for you. Now by Saturday, that falls apart. Moving up towards Canberra, ACT, it falls apart, and high pressure moves in and across more of New Zealand. Still a few showers and that southeasterly for Northern Hawke's Bay, Mahia Peninsula and Gisborne, but that means sunnier weather for Bay of Plenty and Marlborough, although there might be a shower still remaining in the Nelson Ranges. And we go through to Sunday, again, westerly winds, another front, the same one from Aussie, coming in and driving in a bit more rain for Fiordland, but mostly dry elsewhere. Cold mornings, maybe some frosts around as well into both islands. And then we kick off next week with high pressure to the south here, moving through, and that leaves us in this kind of fickle, not really low pressure, not really high pressure zone, and that can be a little bit showery for coastal areas especially, and it looks as though there's just a little bit of a southerly coming in here to Canterbury with a little bit of rain. Now, our Climate Watch update is out today talking about El Nino. It is still not officially here in our part of the world. So you're seeing a taste of El Nino with these windy westerlies, but a weather map like this one doesn't look quite so El Nino-like, especially with all the showers around and the easterlies and showers for Australia. So may still be a few more weeks away for that, but we'll have more details about that in our Climate Watch update out later today. That's all from me. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.